Could this be the situation that could finally reunite the warring princes, William and Harry? But what does it have to do with this particular gentleman? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Thank you for joining me today. Another splendid late summer day. You know, I'm really glad of these days actually, because very soon I'm going to be in the depths of winter shivering bringing you these reports. So I thank you as ever truly for watching. Hope you're enjoying the show, and do comment, like and share with everything that you see. Now, this particular story today has created ructions here in the United Kingdom in the last few days. But why? As we've learned this week, the disgraced former BBC journalist Martin Bashir, who tricked the late and gracious Princess Diana into that now infamous interview with Panorama 25 years ago, will now not be under investigation from the British Metropolitan Police. Now, this really did create a lot of a situation, simply because, you know, when you look at the evidence laid out in front of them, you do have to question, what did he need to do in order to make sure that he was thoroughly investigated? What appears to be the case is this: they now don't want to proceed, so basically Mr. Bashir and the BBC have sort of stood away from it. Now, as we told you in a separate report, the BBC have continued to give your money to the likes of Prince William and the royal family for donations to their favourite charities, and of course paid off a former nanny. But for Mr. Bashir, this really hasn't affected his career at all. Of course, he remains to keep all of his own money. It's interesting to note as well that Jonathan Munro, one of the senior executives over at BBC News, was the man who rehired Martin Bashir way back in 2014. Now, at this point, we're not suggesting that Mr. Munro would have known anything of the debacle that was to come forward. But given the fact that these were whispers going around for many, many years, it wouldn't have been very difficult as the head of news to possibly look into this. So why did the BBC proceed to rehire Mr. Bashir? So the situation now remains as to what to do next with the disgraced reporter. Now, he's gone underground naturally, but what I think a lot of people are now wondering is this: Willelle Spencer, the man who's really pushed hard to find out exactly what went on and exactly what Mr. Bashir did to trick his sister into giving that interview all those years ago, pushed forward with a private civil case. Now, I think that would be interesting in many respects, but in order to make it stick, perhaps he could enroll the likes of Prince Harry and Prince William. Now, both princes have stated in the past that they now know that this, well, created a lot of distress for Princess Diana in her life at that time. And as you can imagine, if you were being shown fake documents and told things that simply weren't true, then naturally you would have believed them given the time and the circumstances and the fact that she was dealing with the breakdown of her marriage. I do kind of think this is a terrible, sad shame, because obviously the course of history could have been radically different. But it also seems strange for a lot of people here in the United Kingdom that Mr. Bashir, no matter how disgraced and how vilified that he now is by the British public, and more importantly by the media here, seems to be able to walk away unscathed. In fact, as we've told you before here on the show, Mr. Bashir says that he's still very proud of the interview, and more importantly says that it really stands the test of time given what Diana was going through, alluding of course not to the fact that he showed us so many fake documents. Moving forward, I don't see Prince Harry, Willelle Spencer and William moving forward with this, because really there's nothing that can be achieved. It can't bring Princess Diana back. But I do think a lot of people here feel that Mr. Bashir, for one, has got away with all of this scot-free. Whoever dare hire him again knows they're dealing with a very explosive bomb. And all of that would unravel should he ever graze our screens here in the United Kingdom, or indeed anywhere else in the world. Neil Sean in the heart of London.